that scaffolding was covering this building just 4 days ago. This is identical to how it looked in 1931 when Cross and Cross premiered this epic masterpiece. We're going to get up close, and it's going to be like taking a trip to the Met. There is that much public art covering the exterior of this. Created originally for RCA, then it ends up the GE building, General Electric, because Junior Rockefeller seduces RCA, the anchor tenant of this building, over to Top of the Rock. We're going to compare these two pinnacles of the Art Deco movement, early and late. Can you tell I love this building? I painted it 12 inches and I painted it 9 feet tall. The original RCA building, aka the original GE building. Here we go! This building is covered with beautifully, precisely articulated bolts of lightning, because in 1931, the idea of electricity coming into your home was still considered a miracle. Imagine this is the tech headquarters from an earlier century. Every lightning bolt, whereas on Notre Dame it would be saints, here we're worshiping the miracle of electricity. We have at least 4 different versions of thunderbolts representing electricity. At eye level, we've got a few more patron saints of the Art Deco Gothic vernacular, lightning bolts shooting up and down, exquisitely carved in marble and granite, the Madonna of the GE building. One of the paintings that I did is a specific detail just to the crown of this building. Company to RCA was General Electric. When RCA abandoned this building for Top of the Rock, GE took over. And the clock tells us there is the G and the E, 2 hands. What are they holding? Lightning, electricity above the clock, celebrating the final tenant, General Electric. This building is sometimes referred to as the original GE building. One does not need to attend Columbia University to enjoy the epic splendor of this building. You can spend an hour, even 2 hours, on the exterior looking at all of the decorative elements that tell the story of radio, technology, and electricity taking New York by storm in 1931. In this lobby, we are looking at steel being utilized as a luxury material on par with locally quarried, stunning marble. This is a direct reference to the Chrysler building, where Walter Chrysler imported marble from Morocco, for which he was criticized. Since this building happened but a few years afterwards, all of the marble and granite quarried for the original GE building, domestic. The anchor tenant to this building was originally RCA, Radio Corporation of America. The building is covered with icons, emojis that you click on from 1931 that tell you all about the miracle of radio, the miracle of recording, the miracle of electricity. Above and below each of the windows in the first tier, you see what looks like a Mercedes logo. Look more closely, ladies and gentlemen. It is the needle from a gramophone. The needle that would hit the grooves of a record and magically music would enter into your home. This is an early example of urban planning. In architecture, we talk about one building speaking to another. In other words, this is not part of the 1931 GE building. This building went up in the 1970s. That brick is being used as public art, as sculpture. It's referencing the brickwork that we just looked at the GE building. We are now on Park Avenue looking at St. Bartholomew's Church. Very deceiving, fantastically deceiving architecture. It's only constructed in 1916, 1917. I've always thought that this church was much older. I find it amazing design because the church itself looks much, much older than it is. The church is missing a bell tower. There wasn't enough funding for the bell tower. So, 1931, the skyscraper in back of St. Bartholomew's, in a sense, was designed to be the bell tower. I did not cue those bells to start ringing behind me, I promise. Directly behind us, space. All of those air rights took the congregation of St. Bartholomew's Church all the way to the United States Supreme Court, and they blocked this congregation from selling the air rights. Let's remember that St. Bartholomew's, to this day, spends a great deal of money giving out hundreds of thousands of meals to homeless people, street people. There was a huge line around the church, the basilica, during the pandemic. This is a very, very dynamic, active congregation, even though the U.S. Supreme Court wouldn't let them make a couple of million by selling the air rights. We're standing in the middle of Park Avenue with St. Bartholomew just behind us. Of course, I want you to commission Manhattan Mark to take you on a walking tour of the city, but you can come here on your own, stand right here in the middle of Park Avenue, and feel the road vibrate underneath your feet. All of Park Avenue is a lid. There are pleats everywhere you look in the street, allowing the street to breathe and move and undulate with the traffic roaring across the top of it. Beneath us, up to 48 different train tracks, leading trains in and out of Grand Central Terminal. All of Park Avenue is engineering genius from the late 1800s into the early 1900s.